Hi everyone, welcome to our third episode of 5 in 5. We're recording here at our PEXA in Melbourne. And no, I'm not Marcus Price. I'm Lisa Dowie, the Chief Customer Officer at PEXA, and I'm stepping in for Marcus today. And I'm joined by Craig Brown, Head of IT Security here at PEXA, and we're going to take through 5 questions about cyber security today, which we know is topical for all of our members. So I guess first question, Craig, what have you got for me?
So Lisa, this is probably a question that a lot of people have on their minds. There's been a number of cyber issues in the media lately. What is PEXA doing to address some of these cybersecurity issues?
Well, of course, security is top of mind for PEXA, given the business that we're in. Property, a $7.2 trillion asset class in Australia means that there is zero tolerance for risk. And as part of having our license to operate as an electronic network, we have an information security management system that we take really seriously. It's evaluated every year independently, and the outcomes of that are provided to our regulator, ARNEC, so it then becomes an integral part of the process in approving us to have an operating license. So top of mind, and something that PEXA is heavily invested in. We are investing a lot of our time and effort into ensuring that we've got many avenues of defence for our PEXA platform. My next question is for you, Craig, from one of our community super users, who we know as DMAC. He has asked that why are digital transactions more safe than paper?
When we look at paper transactions and we sort of look at it over the history of time, a lot of people can forge a signature. It gets more difficult in the digital world though. What most people aren't aware of is that to forge a signature or to forge something digitally, it costs money. You can't just, a lot of effort, a lot of money and a lot of time. Yep. It's not just a matter of getting a pen and signing it. They have to be more specialised in what they do. When people sign with a signature, they hand the piece of paper across and it's done. When we come into a digital world, it's not automatic. So it's certainly not as easy as picking up the pen and going for it.
Yeah. And we also recently heard from Martin Hoffman from the New South Wales Government around the fact that there had been no cases of fraud since e-Conveyancing commenced, which is comforting, and also that in the paper world they're dealing with some significant volumes in, I think he gave us some numbers around $2.1 million regarding to errors, and I think it was 7.3 in relation to fraud, and that was just New South Wales alone. So I think that gives people some comfort around paper versus electronic. So what about, Craig, how can you tell us a bit more about how we do protect our members on the PEXA platform?
There's a couple of different things that we do that I'll touch on. One of the things we just did recently was a security advisory, where we saw that there was a potential issue out there with people on their internet routers that they have. And this could be at home or in the business place. So we sent out a blog and we advised people about working on that and getting that sort of work fixed up. You might also be familiar with, like when you have a credit card, the bank will ring you up if you're in another country and say, oh, have you been travelling? Have you made this transaction? So the same sort of thing can happen here at PEXA, where we have an eagle, we're calling it the Eagle Project. So we look over all the things that are occurring, and we're looking for those anomalies as well. And it can even be if we see a practitioner is transacting at home and then suddenly they're transacting in another country, we'll be able to notice these things and raise them to their attention. So we're also working on a number of tools where we'll be able to give them to the practitioner, and it'll make the communication more secure and it'll make the transactions more secure to help with that as well. Everyone has passwords, but they're getting easier to crack and people are getting around them. So it used to be that passwords were the acceptable way to lock them all down. Right. And everyone had many, or everyone had one and they put it on everything. They put it on a post-it note and they stuck it on their board. So what we're working on now is what's called two-factor authentication, where you'll get a PIN on your phone, like many people have with the banks. And then we're even going further than that with multi-factor authentication. So there'll be many ways that we can authenticate the person.
Something I know that our members often ask me when I'm out and about is what can they do themselves within their own office to protect themselves?
When you look at technology, it's as simple as don't use your password that you use on every single system. Don't use passwords that are easy to guess, like password or secret, or even just the name of your kids, because people use that to guess them. There's things like getting your machines patched. And so people are not too sure about that, and so you get an IT guy to come in, but make sure your machines are all patched, because when they're not, that's how people get in. A lot of people don't think about is free Wi-Fi. So they go to the coffee shop and they think they can use the free Wi-Fi and it's all good, but that's actually not a secure environment. When you're using the free Wi-Fi and getting your coffee or at McDonald's, don't do business. The other area we talk about is with our technology, and that is to talk to your staff and educate them on what it means to be secure. You have to expect that you may be breached, that someone may have your passwords, and so always check the work that you're doing and don't just expect that it's going to be correct. The last question's for you, Lisa. When you're thinking about PEXA and looking forward into the world of security and looking forward towards what our customers will be doing, what's on your vision?
I think and I hope that we start to see sort of the move away from email, and we'll probably hopefully see some secure apps for our members to be communicating with their customers. I think it'd be great. I think we'll see even more advanced monitoring so that we will know what looks a bit odd before even our members even have a chance to sort of know about it. And I guess probably in the real future we'll probably see biometrics, so the use of fingerprints, facial recognition, etc., which I think would be exciting. And I know that at PEXA here we're always studying and researching, and we really want to stay ahead of the game, so we'll definitely be leading the race in the security game, I believe.
And it'll be fun.
It will. Well, that wraps up our episode of 5 in 5. Thanks for tuning in. Next month, we will feature the financial institutions. So please log on to the community and post your questions. My colleague Marielle Yo will join you here for 5 in 5 then. Thanks again.